For anybody who might be following along, I am filming this right after I filmed the last one. I did want to change the position of the camera though. In between this and the last recording, I just took a little walk and I watched my second video that I just uploaded. And those two being the same exact shot, I don't know, just didn't look as aesthetically pleasing to me when I had them listed. So I figured I'll change up the shot. But it is indeed the same day. One thing that I noticed while watching that recording, and also that I noticed when doing the last recording, I use way too many filler words. I'm always trying to fill up the empty space with noise, and I don't know why I do that, because I actually really enjoy when I'm listening to other people talk and they pause before they say something else. It frequently adds something to the dialogue, the monologue, whatever it is, more so than it takes away from it. And I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. I think silence in general is something that is kind of lost in the modern society that we live in. There is never a single moment that I don't have this phone on me, and I'm sure it's the same for you. And at any point, if your brain gets bored, you have a second. I'm guilty of it almost every morning going through the Dunkin's drive-thru. I'll whip out my phone and start, scrolling reels or seeing who sent me what, instead of just kind of sitting there and enjoying the moment and giving your brain just some time to think, to process things. And it's not just Instagram or YouTube or TikTok. It's music as well. Now, there's certainly a difference there, but if you're always listening to music, and I mean always, my brother is one of these people. He had, I forget the exact number, but a couple years ago on his Spotify Wrapped, he had almost 300,000 listening hours on his Spotify account. And I don't remember what that equated to. You can do the math and figure it out. But it was the majority of his awake time that he was spending listening to something. And I'm sure he's not the only one. And again, I listen to probably too much music myself too. I love music. It is a little bit different than scrolling reels and stuff, but I think there is something to be said for occasionally just sitting in silence, sitting with your thoughts, letting your brain just kind of figure things out, instead of always trying to fill the empty space. Even now, I'm really trying to not just say something if there isn't something that needs to be said. But I would like this video to go longer for a little bit, so let me just take a second here. I think it's a really good practice to just every now and then, you don't have to do it all the time, but just when you notice that reflex to grab your phone, open Instagram, open YouTube, open TikTok, whatever it is for you, instead, just don't. Recognize that you're doing it. That's kind of the hardest part. If you don't know you're doing it, you just kind of end up there. I mean, there are times when I try to be good about this, but there are times when I'll open my phone, open Instagram, and then be like, no, what am I doing? I don't want to do this right now. Close it. And within 2 seconds, I'm on Instagram again, not even knowing what happened. It kind of happens subconsciously. A little trick that I'll try every now and then to avoid that is I'll actually move the icon on my home screen around, so I have to think about it at least a little bit. I don't just automatically know where the app is and I can go to open it immediately. I have to think about it and actually find it. So that's a little trick you can use. But we just spend too much damn time on our phones, not just our phones, but computers, TVs, whatever it is, but it's mainly phones these days. And the more time that I spend on it, the more I wish I hadn't. I never remember most of the Instagram reels that I watch anyway. I'm sure you're no different. You scroll for 15 minutes, maybe 2 or 3 pop out, and occasionally there are some good gems in there. There are some things that actually that inspire you, that are worth remembering. But is it worth the other 14 and a half minutes of wasted time to find those? I don't know. Ultimately, I think it's just about being intentional with your time and not just letting it slip away from you. If you're at the end of the day and you just want to spend 15 minutes, half an hour just scrolling on your phone, I really don't see anything wrong with that. I don't think we need to be super extreme about this, but don't just go ahead and scroll when you should be doing something else, when you want to be doing something else. It's not going to make anything better. You never feel better after doing it anyway. It really is just a waste of time for the most part. I really am looking forward to this trip that I'm leaving on in a couple days, because I'll have little to no time at all to be scrolling. And on top of that, I'll be on an eSIM because my cellular data doesn't work over there anyway. So not only will it be harder for me to scroll because we'll be doing more stuff, but it'll be more expensive for me to do it too, because I'm going to be using up all my data by doing that. So I just won't be scrolling much at all, and I'm looking forward to that quite a lot. So I'm not sure if I'm going to record anything else between now and when I get to Venice. If I do, you'll sure as shit see it. But if not, then I'll see you in Venice. Until then.